super excited about this.
What are your initial thoughts on Breaking Wheel since this is your first time going to see it? You're going to see it.
Interesting mechanics on Breaking Wheel, to be honest. I really like the creativity that the creators put into the mechanic of executing wheel going into Pierce. And so far, people have been very creative with how they use him. And I could totally see why Breaking Wheel would be such a great pick to bring into such a wide map like Ever Sleeping Town. You just cover so much ground with what he has in his kit.
And just like that, switching from Priestess to Prisoner, again, this is the most optimal target, but Chocho's in a pretty good part in the map here because that window, this is the bane of Breaking Wheel. Chocho hinting, oh, he's gonna ride that tram, but then you see that DWD is following it. This is the mobility we're talking about, but the connection is still there, and you see that Priestess already sending out a holy key just to make sure he has an exit strategy, but can Chocho exit without getting that much pierce? He does have one more, and a regular hit would bring him down.
Yeah, a little bit tricky right there. DWD just waiting along the side to have that hit.
And look at that, just utilizing the windows. He knows that this is the bane of Breaking Wheel. He needs to be able to use these windows and try to buy as much time as possible. The connection was already made. 5 ciphers are still, still need to remain. And we see that he will be falling down, but you see that Chocopie is in the area ready for that rescue, but DWD has other plans.
Yeah, DWD not going to go for the pickup just yet. Wants to make sure that puts a little bit onto Chocopie as an extra precaution, which will, of course, Chocopie to need to play it a bit more safe. We'll leave a little bit room for DWD to just get a clean pickup here onto the Prisoner.
And we see that the Priestess already lower left side of the screen, already healing up that forward for the rescue. But we do also have a mercenary. Priestess is going to get spotted out with that wanted order, but 3 ciphers remain, so it's still a constant back and forth. Baby Top giving the tinnitus already, so it seems like he will try to opt for an earlier rescue since DWD already spotted him out, trying to buy as much time as possible just so he can get the attention away from his other teammates. Baby Top trying to close out that distance, has to wait, gets a hit here. Excellent rescue, but oh, nice jukes, breaking some ankles, Chocho. Oh, but the last effort popped.
Yeah, good effort to try to soak it up, but luckily DWD able to get that hit, transitioning back into execution just to speed up, close out some distance, gets a nice run over onto Baby Top as well, so good ground being covered up here by DWD.
Yeah, utilizing the elbow pads here, but now, oh, the trap placement, so good. 2 down, double down by DWD. Ciphers are still 3, but we see that they are working on some and priming some. And you know what? DWD doing some cleanup, having that foresight of like, all right, I'm not just gonna blindly pick up. I'm gonna be able to teleport just to buy more time. Chocopie now has to abandon that cipher and try to survive. Chocho is gonna get the attention. Now we see that the Prisoner did get up, and DWD back on the chase.
Yeah, this is really good. DWD trying to cover as much ground as possible, knowing very well that he could just easily speed his way onto getting back to the Prisoner. And, not much to worry about anymore since Prisoner was able to get back up. Wouldn't need to worry about that a second time around in case the rescue does come in.
Yeah, that's true. And this is his last chair too. Chocopie closing out the distance with that football. But, the Breaking Wheel, so mobile. Rescue is going to have to take place, but he's waiting it out. He still has a little bit of time, waiting for him to be able to transform. Chocho is out of there, and now Chocopie gets the attention. Eats the burst there, but the Prisoner has Tide Turner. He's going to try as much as possible to get away. 1 cipher remaining. It's still at 30%. So DWD has to put the pedal to the metal here and try to pressure this cipher and try to buy as much time from as possible. Baby Top, doesn't go through the portal. Now it's the Priestess that led him away from that area.
Really like this thought process coming in from DWD, knowing very well that he has so much ground to cover, doesn't necessarily need to force himself into chairing the Prisoner for the last time just yet. Gonna try to slow down the progress here onto Enor, and actually manages to take down Baby Top as a bonus, and will probably turn away, make sure that these ciphers are kept in check. And question is, will he turn over for the chairing of the Prisoner now?
But the thing is, yeah, the Priestess is healing up already, so this is going to be real tight because DWD already in the area. Mercenary is up, so buying some time is the Prisoner. Again, if he gets the regular hit, he will be falling down. It's going to be this last chair. We see that Chocopai, oh no, eats that hit. One more hit will bring down the Prisoner, but look at that, the teleport, the proactivity. He knows that he can't share these survivors. They will pop for that exit gate war. Night Owl still in the area. She will try to keep pushing. We see that the Prisoner is healing that forward, but now Night Owl trying to touch that Cypher, but DWD still defending. It's a constant back and forth, Artiguna.
Yeah, really good patience coming in from NR in which case, trying to recuperate whenever they can, really decisive, try to go for those fuller numbers as much as possible before they pop that last cycle. But DWD gonna play a little bit differently here. Not gonna try to play cat and mouse too much to these four survivors. Decide to just chair up the Priestess, just so that NR has lesser numbers to work with. But this is the first tier for the Priestess, so still quite a bit of breathing room for NR with the exception of that Prisoner.
Yeah, but I mean, they did recuperate their health, but look at the resources as well. Forward barely has a ball left. Chocopai eats 2 spikes. He can activate, but he needs to time that hit well. We see that the teleport has been utilized, but look at that. Nice terror shock there. Just the mind games, waiting for him to vault. Excellent swipe there. One Cypher still remains at 50%. Priestess is going to get rescued. Prisoner is out of sight because that is his last share. Night Owl now has to buy time for his teammates just so that the Prisoner can decode in peace, but DWD just changing. This is the constant threat that the Dream Witch, the Breaking Wheel presents. Paulin has so much mobility that he, on a snap of a finger, he's changing his mind, going for the Prisoner now.
Yeah, playing Ring Around the Rosy here, but DWD not going to be letting up just yet, just wants to catch up on the now rescued Priestess and will just turn right back into going for the chase. But it's an interesting point you raised earlier, Potch, by resources are going to slowly dwindle as long as NR continues to push this game. So really need to try to pick it up here.
Yeah, the constant just movement back and forth, but NR's doing a great job just splitting the attention, but now with that forward almost falling down, 2 are about to be down. Now DW can just focus on that one last Cypher that Chocho is trying to push. Chocho has to abandon it. 80% on the other Cypher. They are trying to prime that one, but it's still a constant back and forth because DWD is still defending these 2 far-placed Cypher, coast to coast. Chocho still buying time here, utilizing the windows, making the rotations. We see that the Cypher is trying to be pushed there on the other side. Night Owl is the one that's pushing that Cypher. Mercenary is still trying to go for that self-heal. Chocopai is now in the vicinity. Will he get the hit? Nice dodge there, but DWD lands that hit. They pop the Cypher, and he did not bring attention, so this is going to be quite tough.
Really good spread, and are managing to keep their numbers full. So it's going to be an interesting scenario here for DWD. Try to at least get the consolation of maybe taking down one. Chocopai does fall, but big question is, how is NR doing on the other side of the map? DWD going to try to speed his way through. Will he make it in time here? Because that gate is just about to open.
Yeah, it's already open. It seems like 3 survivors are already out. And we see that, yeah, they need to get out of there. Forward is still in the area, but you know what? They're going to call it quits. 3-man game for NR.
Maximizing execution wheel to go that distance. It's like having to worry about big maps is almost like a thing of the past when you have a hunter like this on the stage. But you know what? Let's just head straight into it. Finally, we'll see how the results pan out as we head into the second half of this first round.
Oh, it seems like he has the first pick of the Seer. This is actually the great pick-off if ever Oxygen will commit to this, because once he gets that Owl out of the way, it's going to be hard for that for Rose to farm that Owl. Catches her in the open, switches to regular form. Oh, and baits the Owl right away. He just, again, he just wants to gain that presence, get the Owl away, try to just down the Seer as early as possible. And look at that. Oxygen also brought excitement. He is respecting the stun of that forward from Jin. Again, Jin known for a lot of highlight reel moments with that forward, so excellent stuff for Oxygen. Gets 2 spikes on him. Now we see that he's trying to bait out a trap here, but no, just goes for the swing, cuts off the corner, downs Rose in the early seconds of this game.
Quick maths right there. 2 house does that one hit working wonders here. Not wasting any time here. Going to be very happy about being able to cheer Rose a little bit earlier on and easily makes that transition to catch up everyone else. finding EG and Jin within the vicinity.
And look at that, forcing Jin to close out the distance, utilize that football, spikes him already. Now he's gonna wait, eats the hit, but gets the rescue. This is actually pretty good on the survivor side of ZK. Rose now avoiding the traps, trying to farm an owl. Oh man, hits him before the tram would cut them off. Excellent stuff from Oxygen. Now, again, just dwindling the resources early on. This is a scary pace, and basement's right there as well. This is a scary pace, especially since they don't have a main decoder on their side. So now Rose's rebound kite has to be super important if ever they choose to save. Mercenary does have that wanted order, took out the spike, and now Oxygen back to that wheel form, going for another survivor to down, waiting for that tinnitus to pop up, but finds EG going up the steps.
Yes, Oxygen, in which case, going to try to play around, but no, wait a minute, decides to transition real quick over to yet another Wiggling Cypher and actually finds out Jin. Just a lot of ground being covered by Oxygen right now, a lot of multitasking, but of course, this is just enough time for 773 to go in for that rescue onto Rose. Rose, nice portal out of there. Question is, how long can Rose last out? And there you go, last out.
See, and that's what's so crazy too, that the breaking wheel can go through the portals without getting stunned. Already full presence, so had that AoE and burst. Now he's just going to do some cleanup, already down his first survivor, so this is going to be a tough sequence for the survivors to answer now, because they have 3 survivors remaining, but 4 ciphers left, and now Oxygen going to set his sights to 773, the Priestess in the corner house. 773 eats another spike here. Will she choose to drop down? Oxygen's waiting for it. Oh, goes for the drop down. Oxygen's going to have to go through that hole in the ground, and 773 doing some decent time buying time for the survivors to just pop those ciphers. 3 ciphers remaining, but ZK will eat 3 spikes.
Has to be a bit careful. Don't want to suffer that one hit, which will mean the takedown, and down 773 goes. But luckily, first chair, but still with only 3 survivors left and 3 ciphers, definitely still a lot of work that ZK needs to put in this. Oxygen, really good pacing here, but ZK at the same time trying their best out there.
And the thing is, Oxygen still hasn't used Excitement, so if ever it's going to be the 4 that's going to go for the rescue, he will be ready for that. Mercenary is already in the vicinity, eats a spike, but yeah, the piloting of this breaking wheel, you have to be precise to get into those corners. AoE, EG was right in that area of effect. Oh, eats the full hit, he will be falling down, but gets the rescue, still has Tide Turner, so 773, the rebound kite is super important, but we see he's going to pop the last effort. Oxygen is not giving them anything.
Yeah, making it really tricky for ZK to try to work on the ciphers. Jin in the far off distance, trying to decode as much as possible, but this is definitely quite a tricky situation that ZK is. 773, a little bit more towards the middle of the pack, where has access to both Jin as well as EG, but then again for Jin it's going to be tricky because Jin, with the one being chased right now, and Mercenary is still trying to get up. Cypher progress is pretty much at a stop.
Yeah, because again, yeah, Jin's being preoccupied here. Priestess is already close to expiring. Jin has that football, was probably considering to try to use it to close out the distance, but it's too far, and the Priestess is already expiring soon. So the Priestess going back to the manor. Forward, one more hit, one more chip shot, and actually he will be falling down. Still doing a lot of good time here. Oh, but trying to switch to Blink. Jin was able to, get out of dodge. Now transitions to another area, but forces Oxygen to go to that wheel form again, so it's 2 versus 1 now. Mercenary did get up, has 2 elbow pads left. Jin just forcing him to get out of that wheel form. That's the constant threat. And he does not have a football to utilize anymore. Gets the AoE. One more would do it, so one more hit. We see him activate it, and now Jin will be seeing that rocket chair.
Yes, no dilly-dallying whatsoever. Oxygen just decides to chair him, confident that he could try to pick up on EG before a dungeon opening can come. Oxygen is just ready to go for the full throttle kill in the second half.
Yeah. Again, he's just very confident that he'll find that Mercenary. EG is gonna have to utilize everything he can to wait for that dungeon to open. But we see fully fed Pollen. Oh my God, gets the hit, and that might be it. Articuno, 5 points for Oxygen. Excellent stuff. Great start for NR. ZK has the work cut out for them, but if anything can do it, ZK can definitely try to bounce back from this one.
There we have it. strategy, given the current meta, as well as knowing how your opponent plays. Two sides of the coin that you want to look at.
Yeah, it's either play the strategy or play the players, right? And going back to the previous match, ZK did actually win in Moonlit River Park, but ZK's DWD was on that Bloody Queen, NR was on the Sculptor, so he is changing things up with this Bon already at the Lion Cage here, transitioning away. But we see that the forward is at first stop there, and now rotating around, wants to find the early pickoff here of that prisoner, but this is what's hard, right? Oxygen wants to get that early chase going on, but he's gonna have to transition, wait for the teleport to happen. We do see that 773 already putting up those portals, and we see that delay of him being able to connect those ciphers, which is actually great. Didn't snipe him out early on. We see that EG already is on the second floor, gonna jump that window. Oxygen has teleport ready, but will he commit to EG? Gravekeeper already respecting this Bon, burrowing down there, wants to buy as much time as possible. Oh my god, Oxygen still lighting up the floor, gets the regular hit. Oxygen building up that presence.
See how it's going to go, though. Oxygen going to full commit here onto
wow.
EG. There you go, another hit. Just need one more in. Speaking of.
And look at that, just cutting the line of sight, but Oxygen knew where EG was gonna head. He knew what corner he was gonna turn to. So this is actually, okay, Jin ready for the stun, gets it. Stun rescue on the side of ZK. Those are the highlight reel moments that Jin brings to the table. But now EG's rebound kite, his shovel isn't, oh my gosh. Okay, he gets the regular hit. Gravekeeper will be falling down. Priestess already set up that portal, so at least he will be falling down at another side of this map. So, but the teleport, the counter here from Oxygen, just to keep these survivors on their toes. EG going away from the ciphers that were primed, but then again, this is EG's second chair.
And Oxygen just no dull moment whatsoever. And it's going to be interesting to see how ZK is going to respond to this. You already see 773 kind of in the vicinity. The question is, looks like more distance to be established here. Big question is, with ZK, all three members in the distance, will they just maximize the time that EG is on the stair to try to work on these ciphers? Because they still have 4 to work on, and it's already almost a near good done deal with EJ almost rocketing out of the game. And back to the
it seems that way because 773 is being defended here. Oxygen realizing that there's not enough time for that Priestess to close out that distance, but looking at the lower left side of the screen, the forward in that haunted house, Rose getting out of dodge because he knows that again, the prisoner just has that one electric shock. Jin has a football to work with, did get that stun rescue, but the rebound kite was in favor of Oxygen. Now Rose still connecting these ciphers to try and split the attention away, but look at that, a surprise gift for Oxygen, but we see that Jin was able to run. My god, that was so scary. Dropped in the line of sight of that hunter. Oxygen would take that hit if he was there, but man, great wherewithal by Jin utilizing that football, but now 4 ciphers still remain.
Death though, and looks like Oxygen already getting the whiff of Rose here. Ciphers have kind of reached a slowdown, but you also want to pay attention with the level of progress that ZK was able to achieve already.
Nice, hits him out of the roller coaster. Oh my gosh, what a counter there by Oxygen. And now one more hit will be falling down. Rose timed that electric shock to move towards the palace, but these bombs have been placed so well. One more chip shot and Rose will be falling down. The time bomb activated. Second survivor on the rocket chair for Oxygen.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a way to go. Jin just working on ciphering the distance, but wow, Oxygen not slowing down whatsoever. Wants to try to hamper any form of progress that could come in from ZK. Oxygen just ready to go in for that kill. Really out for blood. Wants to go for that full wipeout.
Perfume. Excellent stuff from Jin there, but yeah. He's so conservative with these bomb hits. Times it so well to the melee attack, and Jin will be stuck in that rescue attempt. Prisoner already about to be past half. We do see that 773 is the only survivor up and about, and Oxygen will defend, wants to make sure that the prisoner will be going back, just so, you know, he doesn't count his eggs until they hatch, right? So not being too preemptive here. Oxygen has the momentum, and we see that the Priestess already at the second floor. Will the forward be going up? It seems like he's just going to prime himself for healing. Prisoner will be going back. Oxygen probably waiting, like looking if any of these ciphers are wiggling. just so that the teleport will be ready. Oxygen trying to close out some distance here when it comes to, just moving around. Takes the roller coaster, but unable to snipe out the Priestess. Priestess using the global portal just to get Jin up on his feet. And we see that great wherewithal with the survivors just recuperating the resources.
Oh, man. Quite the patience game that Oxygen is playing here as well, in which case. But ZK, you know what? They're trying to roll with the punches as much as possible. 2 survivors down. Still going to try to play at their A game, realizing that with only 2 survivors remaining, they're going to need every bit of health that they can to try to do with Oxygen in this case. Never say never.
Yeah, see, that's the thing also, that the forward doesn't have utility, so we might try to opt for like opening up a toolbox. Again, you gotta love the positioning of these 2 survivors. They're spread across the map. They know that Bon is a very dangerous hunter up close. Oxygen does have that teleport, but brought that, I feel like that was a great counter to that Priestess's global portal, just when that Gravekeeper was able to get that backdoor exit. Oxygen able to, you know what, just call that one out and be able to put more pressure on that shared survivor. Now, again, Oxygen waiting and trying to look if any of these survivors will give themselves away by touching the ciphers, or the crows will be getting them, because they got to touch these ciphers. Oxygen seems like he's going to make his rotations now, trying to get that earmark going, and Jin is holding on here. He doesn't have any utility. He just has his full health, and we see that the earmark, the tinnitus will be popping up. Now Oxygen has that wherewithal, and now Jin is on the run.
Definitely is, but on the flip side, 773 trying to work hardcore on getting those decodes going on. The question is, for how long can Jin last out over here? Because Oxygen is doing excellent with these bombs, already halfway through onto the forward's life, and Jin just trying to keep it up, working around all the walls just to try to duck, weave around Oxygen. Going to try to cross the bridge now, transition over to the other side of the map, but only one bomb, just one bomb is going to seal the deal here for Oxygen. It's closing on distance, might not even come to a bomb, gets the hit, and down goes that for it.
Yeah, again, that was an excellent snipe out from Oxygen. The transition kite, he didn't have much to work with, but luckily for forward that the Priestess did help him up, so the self-heal is still intact for that forward. He does have the earmark. He knows that the Priestess is somewhere here. Oxygen's playing some cleanup because, again, Articuno, cards are in his favor. 3 ciphers remaining, 2 survivors left. The forward is down. He knows where that forward is. He's not going to be going anywhere. And now we see that 773 trying to make a dash towards that forward, cleaning up the holy keys. And we see that the basement is already here. Oh my god, the Priestess going in the line of sight of Oxygen, and now we see that Jin making a rush, beeline towards that window. He will be vaulting, and Oxygen again just making sure, you know, he's being very calculated. He knows that these survivors are vets, and he doesn't want to take them lightly at all. He will try to down the forward once again, and he will just snipe him out from here on in.
Yeah, not to mention great coordination coming in from ZK's remaining 2 survivors so far as how they've been going about their healing. Just impeccable timing from 773. Knowing when to come in at the right moment, just when the forward is almost near up and at it, just to get those final bit of that percentage on the heal. But this is where it's going to get really, really tricky. Oxygen already starting to close in, going to catch out on that portal, and already sniffs out, gets a whiff of the trail on 773, and there you have it, closes out the distance, and the chase is on, ladies and gents.
2 ciphers remaining for them, so you know what, ZK is fighting. They want to be able to push for that exit gate. And now we see 773 just buying so much time. Ford already got up. He is trying to prime some ciphers. That was a long portal there for him to be able to get that stun. 773 trying to climb the steps here in the haunted house. Just sniping out the Priestess early on. We see that Oxygen again just trying to light up this floor. Can he get him in time? Has to vault, but this Priestess doing a great transitional kite. Priestess is back to the haunted house structure. Has no more holy keys to utilize, and Oxygen has some bombs to try and drop 773. One more bomb hit and just timed that well. Priestess is now down. Oxygen, again, not content, wants to get the 5 points for his team. He will try to dwindle the resources and choke out these survivors.
Yeah, gonna try to sniff out Jin here. Take note, it finally came to a point where since Oxygen kept 773 preoccupied, they couldn't play out the same game where 773 could transition into trying to salvage Jin into a heal 3rd time around. So this is where Jin will have to play it really tricky. Maybe try to last out until 773 can get a self-healing, but it's just such a tough deal with so many resources dwindled out. Jin was able to fish out a perfume, but we'll have to see just how much of an asset this could be for ZK, because I think the fact of the matter is it's going to be so tricky for, to pop 2 ciphers. They do have a significant amount of progress, more than 50% on 2 ciphers, but that's going to be such a tough deal to try to pull that off. At this point, what you maybe want to try to aim for if you're ZK is at least get somebody out of the dungeon, but oh no, both players in the vicinity.
Sniping him out, the global portal. I think it's a tall task, a tall order. Two survivors, they're dwindling in terms of health and trying to spread out the attention. Again, Oxygen's the master of patience. We've seen him face CZ survivors in Ever Sleeping Town. He knows the control, right? He's not going to buckle under this pressure, even though that the survivors are doing a great job just buying enough time here. Jin was able to drop that pallet, again, buying enough time here, but this time being bought is actually in favor of ZK because Jin is keeping the attention away from that priestess that is pushing the cipher. Look, almost prime. There's about to be 1 cipher remaining, Articuno. Jin, again, just trying to avoid these bombs, will eat a hit. No more perfume left, 1 cipher remaining. So Oxygen, you know what, he does have to be very careful in how he handles this. Might opt to try to chair here, but no, goes for another teleport. 773 has the tall task to try and prime the cipher, but forward again. You know what, he can go for that heal, can try to divide the attention. So it's a tough game that these guys are playing. Can constant back and forth. Even though Oxygen does have 2 points in the bag, he wants more. But can ZK turn things around? Can they get 1 or 2 survivors out of this game?
Tricky. I think at this point, Oxygen just has had enough. It will be maybe the chair for Jin at this point. We'll try to play around, working on getting 773, try to scout him out. But question is, where is 773 at this point? And are they anywhere near?
Yeah, 773 is over there, I think in the working carousel. He is trying to opt for that rescue. Oxygen, again, making a full rotation, but knowing that he knows where the dungeon's at, the teleport isn't with him. And now we see that 773 trying to just be very conservative here, just going in and around the area. Oxygen just guarding this dungeon with his life because ZK has forced him to chair Jin, so the timer is on. Can the priestess make it to the rest? Can he go to the aid of Jin, or will he even go for it? Because the forward is past half already. 773 tiptoeing his ways. Once Jin expires, the priestess will be found out, and Oxygen already knows where the dungeon is at. So tall task for the priestess known as 773.
Tricky decisions here for 773. A bit of a moment there, a bit of a window there to have gone for a rescue onto Jin, but looks like 773 are gonna go a little bit more conservative here.
The crows give him away. 773 has already been spotted out, and Oxygen knows that he's gonna try to defend from this area. Will 773 just stay there until a new dungeon spawn would happen? This is going to be quite the situation, Articuna. 773 knows the distance is in favor here. He will try to push, but then it's going to be quite tough because one bomb hit, 773 will be falling down. You got to get up to ZK. Never say die attitude. Using the portal to try and move to a better spot here, but Oxygen commits to the chase. He knows that if the priestess touches that bridge, she will get the advantage to try and go for the portal. Oh my god, sniped it out. That was close. Oxygen knew he had to defend. He had to defend that bridge area, because if that priestess put that portal there, she'd be so close to
ZK. And you know what, guys? There's, just waiting to get into that game. And wait a minute, looks like survivors, as you can see in the visual, went for the full zoom. We're gonna head straight in onto it, ladies and gents. So many odds at stake, especially for our friends on the Hunter side. Question is, can they pull it into a round 3 or pull it full throttle into a full victory in this match? We'll find out as we head.
Look at that. That's a great snipe out of the prisoner, already silencing him, so he's not able to utilize his shock. But look, going back to the area of effect here for the electrocutions, we see Cho again just juking it out, but we see that the cat bite already happened. Oh, eats the hit, but look at that electrocution imminent. He's gonna try to go inside the coaster. He's able to get it, but no, the silence again denies him from that coaster. And now Chocho will have to try and just eat that hit apparently. So dang, great call out by DWD. This is actually the momentum that he needs, right? He needs to be able to find the most optimal target. That's what he did. He checked that off his list, and now what's next? Are they gonna go for the rescue? Whoa, he doesn't even want the rescue. He's gonna go for the teleport.
Definitely does not want to give any breathing room, any window of opportunity for NR to work on those ciphers. Just going to go full on pressure. Not going to make it any easy whatsoever for the members of Noir, and makes for an easy transition back to catch Chocopie. Going in for the rescue. Drops a pallet for a safe measure just to make sure. But DWD not going to get thwarted. Just going to go straight into chasing in on that prisoner. Just easily within the vicinity. Leaps on in and gets the hit. Last effort pops.
Yeah, again, just the mind games, right? Waiting for him to just vault that pallet. He was ready for that cat jump, and now Chocho just trying to make the connection happen and just go to the happy corner here. We see that DWD, second chair, again, very proactive, and you gotta love a no-cap hunter because, again, he's just surprising these survivors just in the middle of transitioning for that rescue. But again, NR's survivor placement so good. Even though the Merc was in that area, we saw that the communication was there. Chocopie was ready for that rescue. Baby Top again just touching that cipher, gets chased away, and now we see that the cat was able to nip the mercenary. We see that DWD trying to commit to Baby Top. Will anyone go for the rescue? It seems like Chocopie, he's going to utilize the football to try and close out the distance. Uses more than half, gets the rescue. It's going to be tough, but then he gets it. Now we see that Chocho will have to buy more time. 4 ciphers still remain. Chocho gets another cat bite in him. And the stun, he's going to be down, and DWD is going to have his first survivor out of the game.
Oh man, nonetheless, Prisoner just trying to make the most out of this. And question is, what are the results? 1 cipher pop, 1 already near completion, 2 already halfway. Decent for Noir, but you know what? DWD on the right track here. It's going to be a little bit, it's not going to be as hasty as NR would have wanted it, but here's the tricky part. Chase is back on once again. DWD not wasting any time, and it's going to be Baby Top that will suffer that next hit.
Yeah, Baby Top again has been really committing to that that God-guiding cipher. But now we see that the progress is still pretty good on the side of the survivors, but you gotta love the proactivity of DWD. Really, he knows the win condition. He wants so much activity coming out of this. Doesn't want a lull moment. Gets the stun. Baby Top will eat that hit. He will be falling down soon. 3 ciphers still remain on the side of the survivors, but you know what? Added chair time to the mercenary will buy enough time for them to be able to just probably prime some ciphers, rotate to a better position to try and probably save. And now DWD working on his next survivor to chair. Around 40 seconds still left for that teleport. So we see Chocopie trying to push that cipher. But again, he's just getting into position here. And now DWD snipes him out, sees that he's pushing the cipher at first stop. DWD just planting that spike just so that the cats will go there to stuff the rescue of Chocopie. Chocopie will eat the stun. Oh my god, the rescue attempt, but no, mercenary will be eating that hit.
Yes, but still, great job here coming in from NR. Even with so many punches coming out from DWD, they've been doing quite well. Cypher progress has still been at a steady pace, but Mercenary will fall once again, but still a luxury that NR can afford. DWD, though, knowing very well that gonna have to try to account for all the other survivors, might want to try to get a hit on to Chocopie as well, but Chocopie just gonna go the distance.
Yeah, dashing away, tried to go to these pallets, but we see that the cat placements have been so on point. We see that he eats that hit. Chocopie now probably will be seeing that chair, but the mercenary does have that self-heal. Postman is pushing those ciphers accordingly. So now we see DWD will close out that distance, probably will chair Baby Top next to force the Postman into pushing that cipher and trying to probably get detention for him to be able to down more survivors. But look at that, teleport is ready. So that's something that they have to take into consideration as well. Postman realizing, all right, no, this Cypher is shaking. I'm caught in a vulnerable position. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to move to a better spot. Forward is still in that rocket chair. Night Owl gets spotted out, though. Mercenary can heal up. So we are seeing that he is getting that dog ready. Will he go for that bite? Oh, the cat beats it, though. Night Owl trying to transition away, eats the hit, and now that Cypher isn't primed, but teleports back to the forward.
Oh man, big place here. Good timing on the teleport, in which case, gonna make it right in time, but dump it for the...
He still has Tide Turner. Chocopai now has some skills to utilize. He'll try to body block here as much as possible, but the cat bite is ready. He's gonna try to prime the Cypher. Last effort is already popped, and now we see that the Cypher, it's at 90%. Can he bring it up? Chocopai trying to gain some distance here. They're probably gonna push for the end game, and here we go. Detention is in the air.
This is crazy. Just when you think that NR was starting to lose steam, boom, just right at that moment. Heal coming in from Mercenary to salvage Chocopai, and as a result, they still have those 3 numbers to work with. This is going to be big for NR. Win condition in order to close it out as early as round 2 is still very much up there. What can DWD do? Going to try to go for a Night Owl here, but both sides, both gates, I believe, are currently being worked on by NR to divide and conquer.
Chased out of that gate, though. Yeah, again, Mercenary is already at that exit gate. Forward is at that corner. Mercenary knows where the dungeon is at, but again, DWD knows that he needs all these survivors out of the gate. Night Owl was chased out of getting out of that 4th stop exit. And now we see that the forward is up and about. Yo, this Postman buying so much time. He does try to juke away from the cat. And now he's trying to push for that gate, making a beeline, but we see that the cat hops are happening. He's trying to try to get this hit, but Night Owl was able to get silenced. Night Owl trying to go to the stairs, will eat that hit, but we see that the forward, he's making his way. Teleport is ready. He's gonna cut him off for the exit. Now chasing away Baby Top. Oh my god, the forward. Can he make it though? He's making a beeline away. Probably trying to go to that Postman, trying to go for that dungeon. DWD again wants as much as possible, but that Mercenary going out is huge for NR.
Oh man, super duper big. But of course, NR gonna treat it as though the game is not over just yet. DWD making the long trip all the way over to the other side of the map. Now, big question is, can DWD at least, get a few more survivors before this all ends up? Night Owl, of course, going to try to push to open that game. Not quite open just yet, though, as just going to go straight off into running away from DWD.
Yeah, Night Owl, again, just trying to prime that gate, but you know what? The detention already worn off. Forward is making his way to the other exit. Again, one hit, they will be falling down. Night Owl getting the dog ready here. Can he get that dog bite going on? Oh, he does. Okay, just gimps the movement and just buys more time. Then the forward is positioning himself to go for that exit. Again, NR, known for their survivor synergy here. Just buying enough time here, but DWD again, not going down without a fight. Oh my god, the dungeon is there, but is denied. It's going to be a 2-point game for DWD, but Noir will be moving on, ladies and gentlemen.